Ramsay's going on tour down under to promote his latest book, but trouble's brewing.
I'm just going to need one idiot to start, you know, getting on the wrong side of it, and I'm going to snap.
Gordon.
Day one, Brisbane. Ramsay's been invited to star at the Hilton Masterclass.
We've been trying to lure Gordon for a few years now, and we're thrilled that he could come for the 2000 Masterclass.
After a grueling 37-hour journey, Ramsay's already behind schedule. He's set to embark on his rock and roll book tour, and just 15 minutes after arrival, it's his first interview of the week, and he's decided to be provocative about Aussie chefs.
There's a lot of talk about Australian chefs back in London. Of course, Australians have no loyalty. You know, they come with their backpacks.
Yeah. Ready to go back.
They cram in, you know, 16 or 17 chefs in a 2-metre square room. They don't pay fucking rent. They don't pay their poll tax. They grab all the knowledge they can, and they disappear. That gets on my tits.
So after letting off some steam, Ramsay goes down to the hotel kitchen to find some Australian chefs with a view to a spot of Ramsaying.
I want your trays organised tonight, so as we come in tomorrow, I'm not leaving. Tomorrow's going to be an absolute fucking disaster.
Oh, really?
Yeah, big time. OK, good. So all go, go, go.
Ramsay's left his sous chef and travelling companion, David Hector Dempsey, to start organising the next day's demonstration.
What a fucking day, man. Shit.
But there are a few comprehension problems hindering the process.
Paper, towels. Paper. I think it's difficult to understand me. Yeah, sorry.
And Ramsay's already found something to target Hector about.
He's been drinking. When we boarded the plane this afternoon, the server came round with the tray of drinks. He said, "What would you like, Mr. Ramsay?" I said, "I'd have a glass of orange juice." Thinking David would follow on, but no, David had champagne.
At least, that's Ramsay's story.
He told me, take a couple of drinks, you'd be okay, so I had a few drinks in the plane. But didn't work. Just took a couple of hours sleep and then I woke up with a sore head.
And whilst Hector's working away, Ramsay's playing the celeb and having a drink or two himself. But he can't resist checking up on his protégé, who's still slogging away at the cooking.
You see how many stiffs there are? There's more stiffs in there than there is in Madame Tussauds. Need some sleep, then. Because you're tired. Aren't you? Not gone. He's lying. Not gone. So we just come off the plane. Yeah, no. So it's he gets really ratty and gets all arsey when he hasn't slept. Is that right? Yeah. He's got a temper like a real Scotsman.
Day 2, 8 a.m. Ramsay's newspaper comments on Australian chefs have outraged Brisbane. Now he's got to face a whole panel of critics, but he's denying the allegations.
As we know, if we've seen the Courier Mail this morning, he already has opinions on Australian food. Please welcome Gordon Ramsay.
Comments today, very briefly, in the paper, has obviously got me into hot water, I can sense it. My friend. I was asked about Australians in London, not how do I feel about Australian food. A little bit unfair, having been here 45 minutes with the journalist ramming a microphone.
But Ramsay's found an enemy on the panel, ex-rock writer turned foodie, Cherry Ripe.
Within 15 minutes, he was running off at the mouth about Australian food before he'd even put a mouthful in his mouth. We certainly have plenty of people who can cook, and some of the most exciting and innovative food in the world. But no, Gordon felt that he could comment on it before he'd ever tasted it.
That javelin thrower through there, the Fatima Whitbread Aussie rules, OK. She's just trying to provoke a reaction. She wants a flare-up because I know it's going to hit the papers, and she already told me how detrimental I was to Australian chefs in the newspaper today.
The same afternoon, Ramsay's first cooking demonstration. This is Hector's real test of the trip, but at least everything is ready.
Come on, big man. We've got to go. We've got to question it, Dave, and not now, yeah? Because 10 minutes' time, I'm going to look fucking stupid.
However, it's also Ramsay's opportunity to try and humiliate Cherry Ripe.
Good afternoon and welcome. Turn that phone off straight away. Thank you. Was that Cherry? No. No. But it was on. Yeah, that's it.
In Gordon's cooking demonstration class, he obviously had latched on to my name, which, you know, I've lived with for long enough. I'm a big girl, I can take it.
Ramsey's found out that Cherry Ripe's name is also that of an Aussie chocolate bar, and he's planning further public torment.
Nice to see you, Cherry. How much did it cost you for that name? What is your real name? Bullshit. We got a present for him. Look.
Ramsey's on a roll. He's been treated like a major celebrity, with a string of interviews and book signings, and even Hector's in on the limelight. But undeterred by the fact that Cherry Ripe is also a celeb, Ramsey's declaring war. The evening of day 2. Anyone who's anyone in Brisbane has gathered for the Queensland Mud Crab Festival. And Ramsey's already got into another argument with Kathy Snowball, food editor of magazine Gourmet Traveller. She's refused to review Ramsey's friend Donovan's cookbook.
Donovan used to work for Marco for 4 years, and he's a big success over here in Melbourne. And he's got a wonderful restaurant called Est, and he's got one of the best cookery books ever published, especially in the last 2 years. And the book was a big success back in the UK, and she won't review it because she thinks he's pretentious. And it's the first time in 18 months he's actually had the chance to sort of turn around and ask her face to face.
I'm asking you a polite question. If you're behind chefs in Australia, why aren't you reviewing a chef's book? Because you're allowing your emotions to take preference over his book.
I thought...
You've got it in for him personally. Tell him you're jealous of the restaurant. He has more customers pass through each week than you sell magazines over 10 years. Tell him in front of you now.
No,
fucking words like that. Okay.
And, you know, I'll be shot down in flames and I'll go down.
So you're going to give us a proper answer now?
Yes, I'm going to give you the
Oh, this is the second answer.
The proper
Okay.
answer.
Go on then.
I think that it's so contrived. The design is bloody stupid. All that big things.
Oh, Christ.
You've got very good recipes, you've got lovely food, and they have...
But what's contrived? What's contrived?
Listen, fuck the design. Look at the food.
No, fuck the design. You won the award. Yeah.
As it gets heated, Ramsey can't bear to be left out.
There's some more crab in your hair, sweetheart.
Can I tell you I love your food? I just don't love
Review the bloody book! For God's sake, stop being a bloody snob!
Review the bloody book.
Okay.
You know what I think? Yeah.
Please, yeah, about bloody time. Woo, hallelujah.
But there's worse yet to come.
I'm not going to take it from her, so I'm just going to give her a hard time.
Were you not becoming vicious and personal to Donovan? You called him pretentious?
I'm not calling you pretentious.
I can take that, sweetheart.
Okay, come on now. That's enough.
Sorry.
I want you to talk to me now.
Okay. She's obviously wound up.
No, you're what?
Having been here one day, I don't need chefs sat here playing with my nuts.
I think the critics here have bigger egos than every food critic back in the UK combined, with the Sunday Times, with the Evening Standard put together.
I think he's not only got a pathological dislike of food writers, but I really think that he baits us to get more publicity.
As the dinner becomes more and more argumentative, Ramsey's getting personal.
I just want your book and I want to review it.
Okay.
And the way you're talking.
That's fine, no. That's the way that he is. That's why he's so fucking famous.
No.
He's a shithead. He's not going to be nice to you. He's not going to be nice to you just to get good products.
So when will my review come out? I may stay for that.
Send me a bloody book, darling. I haven't seen
I thought you said you got it, you were about to review it.
No one has sent me your book.
I'd pay you money to slate it, you know that.
No one has sent me your book. It has not turned up on my desk.
Can I ask one request before we close the conversation?
Yes.
Throughout my demonstration tomorrow, there's no swearing. It puts me off when I'm trying to demonstrate.
Day 3, and off to Sydney.
Oh, shit. Too much money, not enough sense.
Yeah, that's fine, that's champagne, but the shoe bag, come on.
Ramsay's straight off the plane and into a shoot to promote his book with famous photographer Jeff Lung. Still jet-lagged and having spent a hectic weekend in Brisbane, Ramsay's set for another spate with a critic. And he's found his match in Sue Fairley Cunningham. They start to argue about an Australian chef that Sue says Ramsay wouldn't let into his restaurant.
Bullshit. I mean, I haven't got a clue what you're on about. Because, I mean, so you sent me a fax.
No, I didn't send you a fax.
So who made the point of contact?
One of your friends rang you and they said, you just said you didn't have room.
Well, tell me who it is and I'll tell you whether it's true or not. Because I haven't got no recollection of that at all. Who's the chef?
Neil Perry.
The man with the ponytail? I can't remember that.
It's a pity.
Someone said, I don't give a flying fuck. That wasn't very fair. That does not sound like me.
Although Ramsay denied knowledge of the incident to Sue Fairley Cunningham's face, the truth is a bit closer to the bone.
The place was completely full. So I said, is that the Australian chef with the long ponytail? He said, yeah, that's right, that's him. I said, tell him to fuck off. Sorry.
So why didn't you tell her the truth?
Why didn't I tell her the truth? She knows the truth, girl. Winked at her. She knows the truth. I just don't like. I just don't like being put over a barrel like that. She's talking out of a bloody pinstripe ring piece.
Will Ramsay get his revenge on the food critics? And amidst the pressure of his book tour, how can he cope with a female stalker? But will the stress of misbehaving take its toll? And who's the guy that the bad boy of cooking really has it in for?
Christ, I was pissed, I tell you.
Ramsay's whirlwind tour of Australia continues.
The thing that intimidates me is that kind of feeling that, 12,500 miles away from your hometown, that you're just as popular over here as you are back in the UK.
Popular, with 80 interviews in 7 days, Ramsay's making quite an impression.
Gordon Ramsay, nice to have you.
Don't give a fig.
But can he hold it down? Day 4, Sydney, and the crammed schedule is beginning to take its toll on Ramsay. At a literary dinner that evening, Ramsay bumps into an old enemy, food critic Cherry Ripe. Ramsay's determined to provoke an argument, and his after-dinner speech is the perfect opportunity as Cherry takes the bait.
Do you think that people will be able to go home, buy this book tonight, go home, open it and cook from it successfully?
Yes, I mean, of course I do. I think it's, they've got wonderful, there's a pea and ham soup, things like cherry soup with, cherry soup. Cherry soup with some real shitty Mars bar chopped up on top of it.
This time, Ramsay's gone too far. After dinner, there's a full-blown incident in the hotel lobby.
Good.
He was sitting around a table with about 6 or 8 other people, and there was a spare seat next to him, so I said, do you mind if I sit down? I've been leaving you messages all day. I just want to confirm these 2 quotes. And he denied having said the first one, and I was asked to leave before I could confirm the second one.
She started getting quite aggressive with Gordon, and he was retaliating, and it was sort of escalating a bit out of control. And Gordon sort of looked at me and was like, and I sort of stood up then and said, thanks very much, and we're sort of now, our day's over, we've had a long day, Cherry Ripe, and I think it's best if you leave.
On my way over, my Cherry Ripe sort of grabbed me. She's like, I've been nothing but abused all weekend by your boss.
She wanted to have her say and explain her side of the story and everything, which I sort of appreciate. However, the forum wasn't quite right.
That Cherry Ripe's venom. And she's like, I won't be shaking your hand.
Well, it's just completely unnecessary and rude, just the way he throws Joan Collins out of restaurants. Why would you throw me out for trying to check a quote?
It's amazing how these people act out here. All these food critics, they've got really big fucking egos, you know what I mean? And it's as if they're all... It's like fucking Gordon's this big sort of icon, this kind of... He's a big rock star and everybody wants to fucking, interview him, everyone wants to be with him. And it's got to the stage they're actually fucking fighting over him, which I find quite amusing.
Ramsay's revelling in the attention, but even he's had enough.
If I get there tonight and Cherry Ripe's there, I'm going to say to the organiser, either she goes or I go. I'm not going to sit there and watch.
When I ring Sue then, I'll ring her and tell her that.
Yeah.
Okay?
If she's there, I'm going.
Day 5, Melbourne. and the tour's taken an unexpected twist. It's emerged that Ramsey's being followed around Australia by a stalker, and she's traced him to his hotel. She's been phoning him at all hours, and Ramsey's beginning to get scared.
Jesus Christ. It's a bit of an eerie feeling, really. It's just not a nice feeling. When someone's watching you so closely.
I mean, think about it. I mean, she was in Brisbane, now she's in she's in Melbourne, you know what I mean?
We had to tell the receptionist last night to screen the calls. I think that was important because that was twice last night, 1:10 in the morning, just when you think it's safe to get to bed and the phone goes.
The news has even hit the papers.
Okay, I was all getting a bit too much, this.
Do you feel like you're a real celeb now you've got a stalker?
I don't feel a real celeb at all, no. I actually feel quite concerned, really. 10 to 2 this morning, 11:30 at night whilst in the bar having a quick bite to eat and a drink with some friends. I'm actually glad we're on that 6 o'clock flight tomorrow morning. I'll tell you what, if we get to New Zealand, there's any trace over there, I'll go fucking bananas.
Gordon Ramsay is a tough chef. If you know the book A Chef for All Seasons, you'll know Gordon Ramsay is a perfectionist.
We've got someone called Gordon Ramsay, and if you dare say who, I'll be in big trouble.
Boiling Point's delivered international fame. Gordon Ramsay, welcome to the programme.
Thank you, hi.
The Rock Tour continues with Ramsay's 4th city in a week.
I like the flick of the hair. I think that's quite nice.
No sign of the stalker, but Ramsay finds he's become a sex symbol.
He's tall, he carries himself well and he's nice looking.
Fans are following him to every gig.
Here they take it totally to the extreme. It's like being a fucking movie star or something.
Day 6 and off to New Zealand. The schedule's been changed at the last minute, and Ramsay is greeted with the news that he's to appear on New Zealand's premier chat show with their biggest celebrity, Paul Holmes. And they're on air in an hour. Ramsay stormed off, leaving Hector to man the fort as usual.
We're just taking the piss. We're not actually in New Zealand, we're in bloody Dundee. We've done a detour and we're in Dundee. That's why, hence the weather. Anyway, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Seemingly what they're going to do now is they've changed it, so we need to go to the studio, film at 2:30, pre-record it for tonight to go live at 7.
Where's Gordon gone?
And Gordon's gone to the hotel, very pissed off.
Hector's getting nervous, and he's worried about being Ramsay'd.
I wouldn't be surprised if he goes fucking mad, because I mean, what the fuck is this shit, man?
The ingredients aren't right, and time's running out.
Well, in a moment for you, you will like this. Gordon Ramsay, rude, aggressive, savage on his staff, brilliant in the kitchen. Gordon Ramsay is next.
Hector's managed to replace sea bass with salmon, and he's off the hook. His boss, Ramsay, arrives just before Kiwi mega-celebrity Paul Holmes. With 5 minutes to go before they're on air, Ramsay's getting the star treatment from his host, who's even doing his makeup.
Great result at rugby last weekend. Although I don't think it'll be that easy this Saturday against the Springboks.
Don't you?
No.
Well, you know, you're a palm. What would you fucking know?
Holmes and Ramsay seem to be getting along famously, and the banter bodes well.
So look at this. Here we are at Cafe Vinoteca. They always have funny names, don't they? The, you know, places that are selling food and stuff to do with that. And look, specially made chef's jacket. Over here is my new friend, Gordon Ramsay. Let me introduce you to people around here. This is one of Britain's finest chefs ever, perhaps the finest British chef ever. Gordon Ramsay. I know that because he's telling me before. No, I'm just kidding.
No, don't start.
No. And
don't start.
Bars to the sign, aren't they? Cloth.
They are.
I tell kids to fuck off now if they come up to me with a T-shirt. Oh, no, don't.
He is one of the highest rated current affairs host in New Zealand. So he's New Zealand's equivalent to Terry Whiting, basically.
And how long has the show been running?
The show's been running now for about 10 years.
10 years, and he has been
it. He's built it up from the start, yeah.
So he's a kind of, he looks a wee bit like Ronnie Corbett, kind of.
He does look a bit like Ronnie Corbett.
I think so. I think he does. He's that kind of character.
Yeah. So no, he's New Zealand's celebrity TV person.
Day 7, Auckland. Ramsay's had a change of heart about Paul Holmes and has decided he doesn't like him. Though he hasn't seen the show, Ramsay's broadcasting his opinion to the New Zealand public.
I know you've only been here for a day, but any thoughts on New Zealand cuisine?
I'm not too impressed with Paul Holmes, put it that way.
What, his cooking skills?
Well,
no
both
cuisine.
really.
You had a dodgy assistant last night, though, I'd have to say.
Yeah, slightly dodgy. He looks a bit better now, out of his chef's jacket.
Listen, it is great to have you here, though.
Damn sight more entertaining than Paul Holmes, that's for sure.
We won't go there.
That is until he bumps into Paul Holmes in the TVNZ makeup room.
Not bad. He didn't see me.
Do you not?
Guy's a tool. Fucking spanner. Best presenter in New Zealand. Hello, Paul.
How are you, Gordon?
Fine, how are you?
Are you brassed off with me?
No, I'm not pissed off with you. I'm pissed off with the person who edited that programme.
What happened?
I haven't seen it yet. I'm going back to the hotel in 10 minutes to watch it. I'll give you a call.
Why are you pissed off with it?
Sorry?
Why are you pissed off?
Because I've just been targeted all day how negative, how bad it was. I haven't seen it yet.
Who's telling you that?
TVNZ.
Well, it's not. Gordon, come down to the office. Come down to the Homes office. Have a look at it.
I'll tell him.
Why stand there getting an argument with someone that's, you know, 3.5 foot tall? He insisted on seeing me in his office. I mean, big deal, big cheese. So, you know, I perhaps wrongly left through the back door, sneaked out the back door because, hey, if I got into confrontation with a guy, I'd end up lumping him. And he'd become 2.5 foot tall. Then I would be in trouble.
Well, I'm a controversial figure in this country, you know. I am, and I try and be innovative in the approach I take, and I try and do things in a sort of a new way. I've been doing this program 11 years. I try not to get stale. I try to. I mean, it was a fairly radical sort of approach for Gordon. I know he just got off the plane, but he seemed to enjoy it.
Thought the interview was tacky. I thought he was a prat, and I had to sort of laugh it off really.
Walk out there now and get him. I'll have him on and say, "What's this about? Don't you bloody start this with me. Try that for your bullshit for your kitchen in London, not here."
Ramsay's visit down under isn't going to be forgotten in a hurry.
There's a consensus among food writers that we should just leave him alone next time, not bother writing about him.
Has Ramsay burnt all his bridges?
If he asked you to go again, would you go?
Probably not.